Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Owl House Season 1 Episode 16, Enchanting Grom Fright. And I'm going to try to get the rest of the season done like today. I mean, it might go past midnight, so I guess it might be technically tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get the rest of the 4 episodes done today. So I'm going to try to do Enchanting Grom Fright today, along with Wing of the Witches, Agony of a Witch, and Youngblood Old Souls. I'm going to try to get all that done today. But if not, I'll just get Enchanting Grom Fright and Wing of the Witches done today. And I'll save the other 2 for like Monday or Tuesday. But anyway, we start with the Enchanting Grom Fright at the Owl House, and Luce is like, has a magnifying glass, and she is finding a plant symbol. Yeah, she's finding that she found like a plant glyph inside of a flower. And she's been trying this a couple of times, and like now she can make flowers. And she's like, "Oh, hey King, my magic is blossoming and stuff." And King's like, "Oh, that's not funny." I I have 2 complaints about this. One, I wish this whole episode would have just been about Luce learning that plant glyph, because so far with the other 2, she had to figure it out, and that was the episode learning the new spell, and that was Luce's goal, to become a witch and learning new spells. So I kind of wish that this episode was about that, and the next episode would have been Enchanting Grom Fright. But anyway, so that made 95. The reason why it's at 90 is because this is the 3rd spell that Luce is working on, when it should be the 4th. I kind of said that, where I want spell number 2 to be in episode 8, spell number 3 to be in episode 12, spell number 4 in episode 16. So it's already like a 90 because of those 2 reasons. And King is like watching like cat videos and stuff, and Luce is getting a message from her mom. And she's like, "Oh, what do I say?" And like she puts a thumbs up. It's like, "Oh yeah, that King's like, oh yeah, that's great." Like a disembodied hand. And Luce is like, "What am I supposed to say?" "Hey mom, I can't. I'm actually in a demon realm." "Hey, do you know demons and magic are real? Like she will end me." And like King kind of has a weird point where he's like, "Oh, you're kind of doing her a favor by keeping the truth from her." And he's like, "Okay, I guess you have a point." And he's like, "Hey, and Hootie goes in the house. It's, "Hey Luce, I got something for you." And he throws up books. "I got books for school to fill your head with knowledge." And Will and Gus at the door like, "Please just get the books and just come so we don't have to look at Hootie anymore." And he's like, and she kisses King as they don't spend all day watching, what you call it, YouTube, or was it YouTube? Whatever, their version of YouTube. And King's like, "I forged my own path." And he's like, cat chasing his tail, and King is like, tapping his tail trying to get it. But then we get to into Hexside, and Luce is like, "Hey, like what's going on here?" And it said, "Oh hey, it's Grom." And I have another complaint. Why didn't anyone tell Luce about this? Like she's saying, "Oh, it's your version of prom." Why wasn't this? Dances are usually like planned, like at least, if you're running out of time, like a week before it starts. So this is like the day before. Why didn't anyone tell us about this? I don't know. Wait, is it a day or is it 2 days? Wait a second. Okay, wait. This is the day. We get to nighttime. Then we get to the other day. Okay, sorry. It's 2 days away, but nonetheless, 2 days, really. But And then that's not how dances work. But because you know to set everything up and stuff. But basically, so it's 85 because why didn't able to loosen. This guy actually right here that's next to Scara right here in this photo. He like is like it's on a emergency bed because these two like nurses or doctors or whatever or healers I guess they call them. It's like, oh, you have a disease. Oh, is there a cure, doc? Oh, only one. Like get someone to get someone to go with you to Grom. Oh, if that's the only cure, Scar, would you go to Grom with me? And Scar's like, Scar just goes on top of him and says, yeah, I'll go, whatever. Like, yeah, or whatever. Oh, okay, I guess it's funny. Like, it's the Grom proposal. The Grom proposal. But, and Luce is like, oh, I mean, maybe I can finally go to this one and dress up as like an otter because I did that at my school and I got kicked out. And what came next? Oh, and maybe I can be like your Grom queen, and then like then Amity shows up, and Luce kind of bumps into her, and Amity's like, "Oh, watching it." He's like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, Luce, you and Co." She called Gus and Willow Co. And here go Amity, your books, and oh, here's your note, and Amity snatched out of her hand. Ooh, you got some quick grabbers, and sorry, it's just it's private, which Luce respects, and and the principal bumps on the speaker, and their PA system is like, hey, I would like to wish everyone hopefully they have a nice time in Grom, and I'm here to announce this year's Grom queen, Amity Blight, and everyone is just staring like, oh, and it's like, and Lucy's like, woo, like yo, like congrats, Amity, and Amity's looking around, and she just ran away, and she's like, Amity, and I'm gonna say the least right here. Everyone was in shock and they weren't having smiling faces. I know Lucy's overzealous, but come on. So I mean, it's an 80 right now. But anyway, and then Willow's like, Luce, not everyone looks forward to being Grom Queen, and this is gonna be tough even for Amity. And then Luce goes into like their gym, and and he's like, ooh, there's a button. I'm gonna push it, and then and this is gonna be the setup for Grom. It's like, oh, like medieval torture. I wouldn't have gone with that theme, but okay. And Amity is in like the stands. It's like they're not for decoration. And then he's like, oh, hey, Amity, like that this is where I'll make my debut as Grom Queen. He's like, yeah. So why aren't you excited? And it's because of that. And you see this whoosh, like black goop, and it's like that's Grom. Short for Prometheus, the Fearbreaker. It's a monster that lives under the school, and every year when the Grom monster tries to break out, a student each year has to defeat it. Basically has to defeat it, or the monster will break out. And and what's worse about Grom is that it shows you your deep fears, and mine is really embarrassing. And I also have a kind of a complaint where, because she also says that Principal Bump tries to cover it up by doing a dance, and that would kind of make sense. Like, if this creature's dangerous, like it can show your fears, and it can also like kill you. Like, yeah, make a dance that will cover this up. It's bad, but do you kind of go back and forth between serious and like not serious? Where I'm coming to the conclusion that I'm gonna come to the conclusion right now that this thing can't actually hurt you. It just shows you your fears, and then just goes away and shows your fears to the next person. But why have the whole dance about it if it only does that? Like, like that doesn't make any sense. Well, anyway, it's what is it now? Yeah, it's 80 right now. Yeah. Okay. So it's an 80. And then she's like, well, why don't you just talk to Bump about getting out of this Grom business? And it's like, I haven't really thought about it. I guess I'll try. Thanks, Luz. And then you see Snaggleback is gonna be like the disco ball. He's like, oh, I'm gonna throw up. And she's like, and Luz is like, ugh. And then we get to like inside the outhouse, and they're like in Ida's room, and he's like, ow, watch where you're putting those pins. And King's like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Don't wear clothes. And then and Ida, kind of like you see Ida's suit like right there. I mean the color brown, that looks alright. I like the red and the yellow bow tie. It looks nice, but the shoulder pads, it seems just a bit bulky. I don't know, flatten that out a bit. Make it a little smaller. Like, kind of like see like Scara right here, like those shoulders. They actually look like pretty nice. I don't know. I don't really like Ida's suit that much, but Scar's looks pretty nice, but Ida's. So anyway, I don't like Ida's suit that much, but so 75. But Luce is like, Ida's like, Principal Bump asked me to chaperone for Grom. It's gonna be great. So who's the sucker that's gonna be Grom Queen this year? The Grom royalty. And he's like, it's gonna be Amity. I feel bad for her because I wish I could take her place because she doesn't want to do this. And Ida and King laugh at her, not as much as episode 2 because that was, jeez guys, but and basically, Lucy's like, hey, come on, I can handle myself. And Ida's like, no, kid, Grom is a bit above your pay grade. Like you're human, you're fragile. And it's like, hey, like, come on, I know plenty of spells. Like I'm ready. And Ida's like, there's a horrifying spider in her hair. It's like, I'm not that fragile, Ida, and I'm not easily that fooled. And there's a spider on her hair, and she didn't notice. And King's like, maybe you're being too tough on her. Maybe you're being too tough on her, Ida. Like, I mean, she has saved you from countless monsters. It's like Grom looks into your deepest fears, and that's something that no one should go through. And she's looking in the mirror. So like, I'm not gonna mention it again, but like kind of she's making it up like it's really serious, but they're making a dance out of it. Whatever. I'm not gonna bring it up again, but And then Ida's like, do you think I'll go good with like red eyeliner? And King's like, oh girl, you look good at anything. You can look good at anything, which is true. Not in a suit. Deflate the shoulder pads. But it's like nighttime, and Luce is like, hitting the bushes, and like, oh, I'm gonna prove to Ida, like, come on, I can do this. And she whacks Amity, and then and she's like, oh, Amity, I'm so sorry. And it's like, oh, when I thought this day couldn't get any worse, and Amity sits on a log, and Luce sits in the mud, like, oh yeah, we're in this together. That's what she didn't say that, but that's what it looked like. And he's like, oh, did you talk to Bump? Was it as terrifying as you thought? And it's like, Bump won't let me switch out unless I get a replacement. But who would want to switch with me? So I'm Grom Queen. And Lucy's like, I would. And Am's like, what? Like, Amity Blight, I will take your place as Grom Queen. I'll be your fearless champion. And then the spider goes on her face, and she's like, ah! And then she like rolls away and hits something, and like, oh, fearless champion. And we get to like the next day, and yeah, we get to the next day, and basically Lucy's on her phone, and Lucy's mom, Camilla, is like sending her like photos from like a restaurant, and saying, I missed you. And and Lucy just puts a happy face emoji because she doesn't know how to talk to her mom. And Hootie's like, Lucy, you have a guest. And he's like, oh, Hootie, no touching. And Hootie goes out of her room and back outside. And then Amity comes in, and she's like, Amity, and this is the first time Amity's in Lucy's bedroom. Basically, Lucy's asking Amity. Sorry. Lucy asks Amity, what should I wear to Grom? like should I be? This one says I'm a witch with a dark side, and this one says I'm an otter with a dark side, which is funny. It's like, no, Luce, like, we have to take this seriously. Because if you don't defeat Grom, everyone on the Isles is going to live out the worst fear, the worst nightmare. And Hootie goes up to her face because she actually said, if that bird tube ever talks to me again, I'm going to destroy it. And Hootie goes up to her face and is like, you want to hear my worst nightmare? And Amity starts attacking, and he's like, hoot, hoot, and screaming. And Lucy's like, Amity, no! And then you see Amity like talking. You see Hootie in the background with a high patch. He's all jacked up. He's all beaten up, which is funny. And then it's like, oh, Grom is gonna show you your worst fears. What is your worst fear, Luce? And Luce is like, And you see Edric and Emma there, which is cool. We haven't seen them in a while. And then Edric's like, you want to say our fears together, Em? Like on 3, 1, 2, 3. And then Edric's like, being alone forever, and Emma's like, being stuck with you forever. And Edric's like, And at least like, oh, I prepared a list. Okay, she thought about it. And Amity snatched the list, and Edric and Emma reached it, and they're like, haha. And they made like a circle, and it's like, oh, jerks online who hate debate. And oh, like, no, what was it? People's souls trapped in cats' bodies. And then, oh no, I'm lactose intolerant. I guess that's a little fact about her. And then Amity's like, no, these are just small things. What is your deep fear, Luce? Because I can't face Grom because it's not just stuff that just weirded me out. And Luce just looks at the giant owl eye stained glass window, and she's like, my worst fear is that Ida doesn't believe I can do this. And if she's right, I'll never be a real witch. And Edric and Emma make a giant spell circle together and makes a gigantic Ida. And then Lucy stares at her, and Ida's like, you're inadequate. And then I'm sorry if that was too loud. And he puts Lucy in a baby chair, and he's like, oh, me out, I look good. And then Lucy's like, no. And then he's like, okay, do you want me to lose the bow tie? And then Edith's like, and Lucy's like, no. And Edith's like, oh, is that supposed to mean me? Oh, dang, I look good. And it's like, hey, wait, what are you doing? And Lucy's like, what does it think I'm doing? And Lucy falls down, and Edric and Emma get rid of the illusions. And Edric is like, the Luce are preparing to be Grom Queen. Oh, I told you this before. You're going to get yourself in a giant hole. Like, you're going to get yourself in trouble, and I have to be the one to bail you out. Oh, Ida, have faith in me. I can do it. And she like, chops one of the cats, like, with the people souls. And then Amber's like, Luce, I don't think you're ready, but we're literally out of time. And Luce's like, I can work with that. So that's all the training they had. I don't like that either. Like, you should have enough time for training, because how on earth are you able to do it? Like, I don't know. I didn't like it. So I'm 70 right now, but basically, we get to Grom, and you see people in their outfits. You see Bartholomew dancing with what was her name? Celine. That was like dueling Willow, and you see Willow kind of giving everyone like what was it called? Those like flowers that they wear, the brooches, I think. And you see like Scara in her like suit, like gray hair Scara with a gray suit and like a white bow tie. I love it. And oh wait, sorry. But you see like Ida, like you standing, and there's abomination balloons. That's funny. And Ida's just standing by like an arch, like just looking kind of sad. She's looking at her king watch, which is very like Mickey Mouse. And then King's like, oh, like, well, why so twitchy, witchy? I'm trying to remember the last time you were this worried. And Ida's like, Of course I'm worried. I had to save Luz from a nightmare monster. So much for Mama's night out. And then, oh, I forgot to mention that while King was tailoring Ida's suit, um, I'm not, I'm not gonna mention it again, but um, King said Gus asked me to co-MC with him. You know, Gus asked me to co-MC with him, so I'm glad they're getting along better. So I did not like Gus episode 14 or 15, that matter, because why didn't he care about Willow? But whatever. And I like Gus's suit also, and he's like, oh, like, Gus is like, we're about to start our main event, and we even have Principal Bump in the house. I mean, at first he says like, beware the splash zone. There's only one person there, and we even have wait, didn't King's like, wow, all of them are like, are peering into Gus's every word, like, and Gus is like, we even have Principal Bump in the house. I hope he doesn't mind us raising the roof. And Principal Bump starts doing it. And then King's like, wow, like, Gus is really good at that. Like, what does go good with the youth? Like, impressions are comedy. I mean, impressions are close-up magic. And he's like, oh, King, teenagers are brutal. They'll boo anyone. And that type of humiliation will scar someone for life. And King's scared. And here we have Edric and Emra. Like, you see, Edric looks good in that suit, and Emra looks good in that dress. Even this girl with the tongue sticking out of her hair, for hair, and Amelia, yeah, Amelia's suit looks okay, and I like her dress. And there's Cat right there, and I really love that color, the shade of red. I don't know. I really like that. You can't get like a really good look at it, but it's like right over here. And you see my hand right there, but it's Amity. And you see Amity with her pink note, and and then Amity puts it away, and here we have Luce. Like I said in the season 1B trailer, I like Luce's suit. But I just don't like the tutu. Like I said before, the only time I've seen tutus is trick-or-treating, Halloween parties, and ballets. I don't know. Just put her in a dress or keep her in the suit, because the tutu, I don't know, it's bugging me a little bit. But even Amy, look how pretty she looks in this dress. And then, even Luce said, like, I'm not sure if I'm just, his nerves or if I accidentally drank some milk, but something's making my tummy squirm. And Amy's like, you look nice. Strange, but nice. I agree. You look strange, Luce, but I guess you look nice. I like the suit. But, she's like, thank you, Luce. Like, I sometimes I can't even imagine how fearless you are. You've done things that I couldn't even imagine doing. And then Luce is like, what? Are you kidding me? You're going soft on me, Blight. And she's like, like, you're in your dreams. That's pretty sweet. And then here we have like Gus is like, oh, like, our like Grom Queen is gonna show up. You know her, you love her, or you at least heard of her. Luce the human. And here we have Luce right here, and she's like, wish me luck. And it's like, luck. And here we it's like a spider thing, and it just appeared with Gus. And he pressed the button. And wait, can I get a good look? Okay, here we have like, it's kind of dark, but you can kind of see the Cat's dress right here, and you even see like Celine's dress. They look pretty cute. And Scara and this guy are about to kiss, but they just ripped their Susan into, oh, it's Grom. Scar's rich, and maybe this guy's rich too, so I'm not minding them, I guess, ripping their clothes, I guess, because maybe their parents just buy new ones. But, okay, whatever. Oh, it's Grom. And, Luce, like, takes, like, what's it called, a mace, and she puts her ice glyph on here. Oh, that's pretty interesting. And, Lucius goes in there, and you see the Grom, and he's all right, Grom, and then it's the the what's it called? The cats with people souls. Oh, Luce, help me! And you just, oh, it's so weird. And she like hits it, and it amplified the magic. Oh, that's pretty interesting. And then Gus is like, oh, she's using that characterized human magic to keep Grom at bay. And now I'm gonna handle things to my co-MC. And King's like, hello, Hexside. And then she's dropping the cards, and he's like, whoo, like, Luce is down there. Whoo, like, these lights are really hot. Yep. And she's down there, all right. And yep, she is. Yes, she is. And, and like, she's being the thing, folks. And this girl right here with the mouth head, bring back the funny kid. And I want to play this clip right here.
You will clap for me, please.
He's like, you will clap for me. Because I wanted to get like a clip in like this segment. And Gus is like, King, wait. And Luce said like, oh, you don't come from a place from honesty with actual facts, so debating you will be pointless. And it's a jerk online. And you just like, oh, you have this impressed look. And then Principal Bump is like Luce has kept Grom at bay for a while, but what will Grom take next? And then she's like, let's finish this human style. And kind of looks like Ida. And even Ida's like kind of embarrassed, and everyone's staring at her. And it goes into like Luce's mind, and like it shows the door, and it opens. We have Camilla, and she's like, Mija? And here we have, Luce right here. And, and that is Luce's, greatest fear. Okay. I know I'm gonna be talking to stuff that happens before this shot. I kind of made a mistake, but I kind of don't want to fix it, but it'll be fine. I kind of wanted to show this like cool shot also, but anyway, we last time we left off was Luce's mom, Camilla, that's her fear, and then Luce is like, mom, what are we doing here? And she's like, Luce, what is this strange place? And like, is this where you've been all this time? And is that a weapon? And she drops it. No. It's like, Luce, have you been lying to me? And Luce had this scared look on her face. And Gus comes over to King, and King's like, leave me alone. And Gus is like, no, you're in my spot where I come to like warn about my feelings. So and King's like, well, how are you so confident with all this people? Sorry. Well, how are you so confident with all those people? Like, all of them are like booing me. And, Gus is like, you just have to find the confidence and the courage to do so. Like, I find confidence in other people, and that's how I deal with crowds and stuff. And you just need to be confident and face your fears, like Luce is doing right now. And Luce is like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then the Grom is like, Luce, don't run away from your own mother. And then Principal Bump is like, Grom escaped. What are we gonna do? And Gus is like, King, talk to them. And he's like, all right, folks, like, come on, we need to. What do you say? Like, Luce needs our help. And then Gus is like, you have to like pamper them. Is like, come on, we gotta watch the Grom Fright, Grom for life, like Hexside for life, and I was like, yeah, and Ida and Amity give each other like a look. They kind of like a look of we need to go save Luce, and then Luce goes by a cliff. It's like, I give up being Grom Queen. I don't deserve the throne. I give up the throne. And then Camilla is like Luce, how could you not face your own mother? And he's like, you're not really my mom. He's like, how could you say that? You're breaking my heart. And then, what did Ida call it? Spicy toss. And it's like, you stay away from my human, you son of a, what was it, monster? And he was like, Ida, I'm sorry. I wasn't ready. And Ida's like, don't worry, kid. I got this. And Amity just jumps out of the bushes, the trees, and then she goes in front of the goes in front of Luce to fight off Grom. I was like, oh, cool. Is she gonna use like a fireball or something? No, she just gets herself caught. But it is the final like flaw in the episode. It's a D plus. It's a 65%. But basically what was it? And then Amity said, I'm sorry, Luce, I should have fought my own battle. And then, Grom does the whole glowy eye thing, and Amity's eyes glow. And then Luce is like, oh, no, Amity, your fear. And then, Grom turns back into, like, a goop figure. And then, and Luce is like, who is that? And, Grom took Amity's note and just ripped it and crumpled it up. And Amity just, clutching her dress. And she doesn't want to see it. And Grom just walked away. Like, the figure walked away. And Luce just picked up the note, and then it says, will you go to Grom with me? And, it's like, you're from Amity. And so, oh, your worst fear was about getting rejected. And it's okay, Amity. Well, how about I went to Grom with you instead? And she puts the other note in her, dress pocket. And then, so really? And, that's what friends do. And he's, oh, okay. And, and it's like, well, if that's settled, may I have this dance? This Grom turned into a monster thing. And they actually did a very well choreographed dance scene. It flowed very nicely. It was very smooth. It was consistent. It was a nice, good amount of time. And, one was dipping the other, and the other one was dipping the other. And Amy did her big abomination by using her feet doing the spell circle. And Luce did using her glyphs as kind of like a fan, and putting and Amity dipped Luce and put her plant glyph on the abomination. And the abomination flew into Grom, and Grom and the abomination combined into one with the plant glyph, and it turned into a giant tree. And the tree had to look pretty. I wish I can show it, but I can't. And then Luce catches Amity, and then and the Grom is defeated, and they both earned their crowns. And and Luce is like, so who do you want to ask now? And he's like, oh, it's not important. And then it says Luce. So, oh, okay. Well, I was right. And then King's like, all right, everyone, let's give it a hand to Luce and Amity, our new Grom queens. And everyone is clapping. Ida's clapping. And then they are carrying Luce and Amity. They're also carrying King. And King say, oh, they love me. And Luce and Amity just can't help but laugh. And then they come back home, and like I said, this beautiful shot of the outhouse with the red lighting and with the clouds and everything. I don't know. I really like it. And everyone came in, and you're like, oh, look at this human, and look at the Grom crown. I really like it. The Grom tiara. I'm sorry. And Luce is like, I'm gonna go to bed. And she just dropped the crown, and King just grabs it and puts it on his head like, no, I'm king and queen, best of both things. And Luce goes to her room, and sits by the windowsill, and she's just looking out the distance, and she's like, in the end, I couldn't face my mom. Maybe I am fragile. And she takes her phone out, this is buzzing, and basically says, how was your day how's the day? Mama, miss you, mija, which is nice. And, she's gonna she's just gonna text a duck, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. She looks to the side, and he's like, oh, okay. And she basically said, like, miss you too, mommy. And she basically said, I won't lie. And you like wait, sorry. Okay, sorry. And she said, I won't lie. Today was a tough day, but my friends helped me go through it. Like, I always don't. Sometimes I don't think I belong here, but my friends help me get through it every day, and it gets better every day. And I think you might like them. I mean, see, Willow touched the Grom and turns into a ladybug, and Gus did it and turned into like a clown. And Gus runs away, and you see Amity with the Grom tiara and just puts it in her box with an A on it, and she just has her head against the wall. She's thinking about Luce, and Edith's on the couch. King goes on top of her. And, Edith looks at him, and she's like smiling and puts her hand on his body. And you kind of got this cool visual of the owl house right here with Luce right here. Okay, that's pretty cool. And and she says, like, one day I'll tell you all about it. What did she say? Extracto también, mami. I'm Hispanic, but I'm not very fluent in Spanish. That's more like my dad's side of the family. So but I think that's what she says. And then it says, "Oh, can't wait," because she said, "I'm gonna tell you one day. Can't wait. P.S. I love receiving your letters." And she said, "Oh, that's a cute way of saying text." And she's looking out to the distance, and you see Camilla there. Oh, okay. And she put her phone down, and we get to this. And it says, "Hi, Mom. I am having a great time at camp. Today we learned what mortgages are. Can't wait to get home and see you. Let's do lots of mother/daughter activities forever and ever. Love your daughter." This is Luce, but she spelled it Lus, and they crossed it out and put Luz, because that's not how you spell Luce. And yeah, someone is forging letters to Camilla, and so someone knows the knowledge of the camp and knows that Luce isn't there. So who wrote the letters? But yeah, so this was it was an okay episode. It was a D plus. It was a 65%, like in my opinion. I liked like a lot of the dresses and suits. I didn't like the tutu and Luce. I didn't like Edith's shoulders. Amity not attacking Grom. Why did she do that? Not telling Luce a lot of stuff. Like what Grom is. Like why did anyone tell Luce? But there was like a lot of stuff. But overall, it was an okay episode. It didn't fail, which is nice. Because there was already 3 failure episodes. And anyway, we don't want another one. But anyway, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And I'll see you guys later today with episode 17, Wing It Like Witches. Alright, bye.